Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we are going to be doing another full face of drugstore products, and this time I have some brand new ones, some that I've been testing out for a while. So if you're interested in seeing a full face of some new drugstore makeup, then keep on watching. Hey Peach, what you doing, little girl? Get out of the chair. All right, well, if you see the chair move behind me, there's Peach. She is my boyfriend's sister's cat, and she's gone for the weekend, so she's kind of chilling with me, and she's hiding behind the chair. So you might see her moving about in the background. But that's Peach. She's my little co-star for today. But let's dive into some makeup. So I'm gonna put my hair up real quick. All right, so I have a little friend that's here and here living on my face for today, but that's fine. Starting out with a primer, because you can't start a full face without a primer. I have a couple new primers to choose from for today. I have the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. This one was re-released by e.l.f. They had it a while ago and then brought it back, I guess, by popular demand. Get out of the drawer! Hey, she is getting into everything. The Jelly Pop collection was re-released by e.l.f. along with the classic Dew Primer. It was out of stock for a while and they brought it back with this collection. I'm not sure if it's still limited edition or not, but I grabbed one of these because supposedly it is wonderful for those dry skin baddies out there. So I had to try it for myself. And as well, I got the Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer from Hard Candy. And this one I have heard in so many people's loves from the drugstore. This is like, it's not a new one. This one's more new, but this one has been a well-loved one, and I just found it at a Walmart near me. I may actually use both because this one is a hydrating primer and this one is a gripping primer. It says it's a dew primer, but it actually does grip as well as add some dew to your look. So I think I'm going to use a combination of the two today because I kind of know how the e.l.f. works. I've been testing that out for a few days now. I'm going to try the hydrating one first. Hi. What? What? What's wrong? Meow. Alright, so we're going to start with the hydrating primer from Hard Candy. So I love that it has no scent at all. It actually looks more like the mint cooling primer from e.l.f., but it does not have a minty smell at all. Very much looks like aloe vera. That feels nice though. There is a bit of a tack to it, but nothing crazy. It's mostly just moisturizing, and it really is sinking into my skin pretty quickly, but there's just a hair bit of a tackiness. All right, I do like what that did to my skin. I think you could absolutely wear that alone, but because I have both of them today, I'm just gonna go big or go home. Let's go in with the Dew Primer. This one, I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit on my finger. This one's a lot more sticky, and it has a very bright watermelon scent to it. And when you start rubbing it together, you feel that tack, you feel the stick. So I like to take it and just rub it all over my face, and you can feel it start to grab. Do you see immediately the glow that I'm starting to get? I can definitely say if you want a glow, this Dew Primer is the way to go, 100%. If you want just hydration, this one. The combination of them both, for me, it could be a winner because I love some dew and I love some hydration. I also love the smell of the watermelon. It smells very similar to Glow Recipes watermelon line. So if you like that, you will like the scent of it. But if you're not a huge fragrance person, then I would steer clear. All right, so my skin feels nice and tacky and ready for foundation. So I have the new Tinted Hydrator from Wet n Wild, and I have mine in the shade Porcelain. Could not find it on this bottle. So this says it has hyaluronic acid in it, squalene, and it's oil-free and has a sheer to medium coverage. And I really love the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild. So the skin tint's very trendy right now. I'm very excited to see how this works out on my skin, because ironically the Fenty one was not my favorite. It looks beautiful on my skin, but it doesn't hold up very well. So if this one holds up, I'll be very happy. Now, right off the bat, the color is a little dark for me, and I believe this is the lightest shade they had. So that's not really a good thing in my, I don't know. I wish the shade range was better because that was the lightest shade they had, but I just put it on the back of my hand. It definitely can work for me, but in the winter that probably is gonna be way too dark. So I just dabbed my sponge in and am bouncing it onto the skin right now. As far as coverage goes, I think it's actually pretty good so far. I mean, obviously it's not gonna cover up all my pimples, but it's at least balancing out my skin and erasing some of that redness that I have. See on this side, you can see the redness that's on my cheeks. This will be covered most likely, but the bigger pimples probably not, but that's okay. That's why we have concealer. I'm used to covering acne, it's okay. And I realize that a sheer to medium coverage foundation is not going to do the trick, but I do still like wearing skin tints, so I would appreciate one that I can actually get away with. All right, so half of my face is done. What do you think? This is the coverage. This is my bare face. You definitely can see that it did cover my redness and it did even out my skin tone. It is a hair too dark for me, but still obviously workable. It looks very similar to my body. My face is a little bit paler than my neck and body just because sun, I'm always wearing SPF on my face and everything, so that is fine. So this is actually my summer shade, which works out pretty well because we're pretty much in the summer months now. As far as finish, it looks pretty natural, so I'm liking the way it looks at the moment. I will obviously need to cover up some stuff, but as far as the finish of the foundation, I think it looks very skin-like. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and then I'll be right back. Full face is done. I think it looks really good. Definitely medium coverage, which is what it claims, so I'm not mad at that. As far as the wear goes, we'll have to see throughout the video and however long I wear this makeup, but I will get back to you on that. So moving on to the next product. So this one is not new, but it's new to me. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Lotion, and I like to use this for just a boost of glow. It has a very sheer kind of coverage with a glow, but it actually does have a shade to it, if you can tell. They have, I think, 5 shades, maybe more. I'll have to check on that. But it just adds a little bit of a nice glow to the skin. I like to tap it on to the high points of my face and just really amp up that glow that I'm trying to get. Because I have dry skin and I want to glow. I want to fake having nice glowy skin. As far as I can tell, it did not pick up the foundation underneath, so that's good. Usually I add this underneath foundation, but because I forgot to do it today, here we are. So at least we get that little test, right? Another thing that's not really new, but it's new to me, this is from Loreal. So I actually have the Loreal Infallible foundation to try, but I want to do a dedicated review to this because it's so hyped on TikTok. I really want to just give it its moment. So that's why I did not use it in this video, but I thought I would throw in the concealer just because I probably won't focus on the concealer in the review. This is the Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. And it is in shade Porcelain 320. Here is what the bottle looks like. So I will say that I feel like this is really fragranced and I don't love that part of it as much. That's just my preference. I know that Tarte Shape Tape is fragranced as well and I still use it. So who's the clown, I guess? But I don't know. I don't prefer having fragrance in my complexion products. Now the primers are one thing, like I don't mind that as much, but I don't like added perfume. Does that make sense? And we're just gonna start blending. Now I have tried a Wet n Wild concealer and I was gonna feature that in this video, but I've actually used it a few times and I know that I don't like it. So I wanted to give another concealer a try and give it a little time to shine because I actually don't know if I like this concealer, so we'll see. Coverage wise, it covered this little guy very easily, so I am happy about that. It is pretty full coverage for a concealer, so I'll give them that. Okay, this is very much reminiscent of the original Shape Tape. I have the ultra creamy version and I love that version. The Shape Tape was okay. This one is just a little bit more dry. We'll see if it really dries out my under eyes, but so far they look a little bit more dry than usual. It creased just a tad, but otherwise it's looking okay so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and spot conceal real quick, and it's not with a drugstore product, so don't come for me, but I do it every time, okay? Because I just need to do a little baby bit more coverage on these two things, okay? BRB. All right, the sun went down a little bit, so I had to turn the brightness up just a tad, so if it looks different, that's why. But here's what the concealer looks like. It's pretty much almost, it's a little bit tacky, but it actually sets itself a little bit more than my other concealers do. I usually use something really hydrating or my CoverGirl True Blend. This feels a little bit more dry than my other ones, so I don't know if I'm 100% in love with it just yet. I will give it a chance. And now we're gonna set the under eye concealer just because I desperately need to. From the drugstore, one of my favorite powders is the Maybelline Fit Me. I've used that quite a bit on my channel, as well as the Coty Airspun powder, which I actually just got a refill of. I went through an entire one of those, but I found a new, to me, powder at Target when I was there the other day. It's from No. 7. I had never heard of the brand other than from recommendation of Samantha March. She loves this powder. She actually claims that it is a dupe, or a lot of people have been claiming that is very similar to the airbrush powder from Charlotte Tilbury, which is the one that I use every single day and I have yet to find a dupe for. So could this be the day? I don't know. But this is what the component looks like. Very sleek, very cute. Actually really weighted. Feels kind of luxurious, not gonna lie. And here is what it looks like on the inside. It actually looks like a Charlotte Tilbury component, which is very funny. This is the blush. This is the No. 7 powder. Look at that. Packaging, very similar. So, is the quality very similar? I do want to test this product out underneath my eyes, so I'm going to take my little setting powder brush here, and I'm just going to dip it on in, knock a little bit of excess off. Now, I do have a little bit of creasing going on under here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can probably see it. So I'm going to wipe that away, and then I'm going to powder. Wow. I will say it looks very similar underneath the eyes. It's not quite as smoothing. I don't know if it's 100% dupe or not, but it's pretty darn close. For the price difference, this is absolutely wonderful. Definitely glad I picked that up. We're going to be doing a little bit of cream contour. This is from NYX, and I love this. I am so in love with this. NYX, I need a million of these. I will absolutely use the contour side much faster than the concealer side, but I do use them together, so I do get use out of both. It's just this concealer is a hair too dark for me, so it's almost like a concealer, like spot concealer, similar to my foundation shade, very similar to my foundation, not as much to my concealer. So keep that in mind if you are of my skin tone, but they do have, I think, 4 different options. They have a universal, a light, medium, and a dark. I will say this breaks easily. Be very careful with this if you're gonna take this traveling. I have put it in my travel bag many times and it broke, both sides. It's not the component really that broke, even though there is a crack over here. It looks very messy also. It's not the most clean looking product ever, but the actual product comes out, like it'll pop out and you just pop it right back in and you can still use it, so it's not bad. It's just, be in mind that it's cheaper. It is cheaper. It's a cheaper component. It's not gonna hold up the same way as some luxury products might, but hey, some luxury products break all the time. So I don't know. NYX is one of my favorite drugstore brands. They have so many things that I love. So I really wanted to try this and I have not been disappointed. I am already here. It was about up to here in the beginning. I've used almost half of it now, and I can absolutely attest to the fact that I love this. So what I do is I use this for a little bit of contour. So it definitely is on the contour cooler end. It's not a bronze stick, so just keep that in mind. So these are the places that I like to add it. And then I like to take the concealer end and go right down the middle of my nose. just to keep that brightness in the middle. And then I like to go right underneath it, just on the contour side or on the cheeks, just because it makes it a little bit easier to like a more seamless blend. It blends really well on its own, but it just gives it a more seamless look. Now I like to take the Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. This is a drugstore brush brand. I love Real Techniques so much. Most of my brushes are from them, other than BoxyCharm brushes. So just as a heads up, this is perfect for this contour, I think, because it really fits nicely in the cheeks. So I just like to kind of swipe in circular motions at first and then kind of flick up. I like to flick upwards just to keep that motion in the face going up. And see how that blended out so beautifully. It looks so natural. Looks like I just woke up like that. It said, my cheeks are just hollow. 'Cause I'm hollow. I mean, not to brag, but I was the snow angel in 4th grade. I had a solo career. Yeah, it was show stopping. All right, so I don't know if you're seeing how beautifully this blends out, but it's just so good. And if you want, you can take it in your collarbones as well. You can do what you want. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty. Country boy. If you know what that's from, comment it below. You'll just get a gold star. NYX contour stick is done. Beautiful. I love the finish. Let's move on. I'm going to finish up with my cream products and then add powder. So next up, we're going to be doing a cream blush. And no, I'm not using the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. Okay. We all know they're amazing and wonderful and just so good. I have 2 shades of them and I really do enjoy them. But today we are going to be using something from Pixi. I was sent the range in PR, and when I got this, I don't know if you could see it back here, they sent a giant version of this as the PR box. How cute is that? And it's made of cardboard, so you can easily recycle it. Love a girl who cares about the planet. I love the e.l.f. Putty Blushes, and they were very similar in feel to those, but these are more hydrating. They're actually called an On the Glow Blush Tinted Moisture Stick. Perfect name for them because really they are moisture sticks. They are so dewy and beautiful, and I'm going to show you how I apply them. They look like a deodorant too, which is kind of funny, but these are my most used shades. Fleur, which is the pink one, and then Ruby, which is the red, and then there's an orange one called Juicy. I have not used this on my face yet because I'm not really that warm toned, so the orange tone is not always my favorite, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And I actually do sometimes mix the orange one in with the red or in with the pink just to kind of customize a shade. But I'm going to be using the red today to show you what you can do. I mostly use the pink one because that's the more nude safe option. But you know what? Today we're going big. And I'm going to show you how you can use it, and it's not so scary. I'm going to take the On the Glow blush in Ruby, and I'm just going to make a circle with this on my hand. It looks absolutely insane, but just trust the process. I like to take a brush that's kind of fluffy like this, and this is a Luxie small contouring brush. So I like to kind of swish, kind of press the product into the bristle, and then I like to pop it right on my cheek. See how beautiful that is? It does not look outright red on the cheek, which I do appreciate because I was afraid to use that shade for a little while because I'm like, oh my god, I never wear red blush. What do I do? I should have known because the e.l.f. Putty Blush is like this dark brick red, and I never wear blush like that, and it blends out to a beautiful shade, but I'm just being weird, I guess. So then as you're going, if you want more coverage, just put more on your hand like that. Go back in with the brush and then stamp it on again. And you can actually customize your pigmentation here, because otherwise if you go in and put the stick right on your face, not only is that probably not as hygienic, but it also means that you have all this product on your face and you can't take it away as easily as you could build it. So I like to put it on my hand first and warm up the product and then put it on my face. I just feel like it works better for application. But look at the glow that this is giving me. And you're probably like, oh my God, you're putting on so much blush. What are you doing? Well, just trust the process, okay? And sometimes I like looking like a clown. Like Angelica says, like, I want to be a happy clown sometimes. And some people might be like, why do you quote other YouTubers on your channel? Well, because my life is YouTube. I film. I'm constantly watching YouTube, so I am constantly seeing them and it's just fresh in my mind, and I do love to promote other channels. So yeah, Angelica Nickbist. Go look her up. She's awesome. All right, and I just like taking a little bit of the excess and just going around my forehead, making sure that, you know, it doesn't look like I just have red stamped on my cheeks, because sometimes it can look like that if you just put blush on your cheeks. And a little bit under the chin and just a little bit on the nose. Take your sponge that has your excess foundation on it and go around and just kind of press that into your skin. Like so. But look at the glow in my cheeks right now. Come on. I think that is beautiful. I don't think that's overkill. I would absolutely wear this all the time, like this. I have found that these wear all day. I wear these to work a lot and they do not budge. I've worn them in the heat. They do not budge. So, loving it. And now that we have all of our cream products ready to go, I am going to apply my powder products. So I like to take a bronzer next and then do a powder blush on top to lock it in. This is optional. This is not something you have to do, but to make something all day wear, I love to put a cream and then set with powder. I found this at Walmart. I didn't know another one existed. I have the original version of this that has the highlighter, blush, and a bronzer, but Physicians Formula also has just a bronzer palette. How cute is this? This is their Murumuru Butter Bronzer Palette, and it is also a limited edition. The other one said it was too. This comes with 3 different shades. So they have the light bronzer, which is the one right here. They have a sunset bronzer, which has some shimmer into it, and it's also kind of a medium. It's like the light version, but with shimmer. This is a matte powder. I guess powder matte wouldn't be really the word. It's kind of sateen. And then you have a glowier, bronzier tone over here. This is your deeper bronze. So this is called Endless Summer. So I feel like a bunch of different skin tones can use this. Maybe not the deepest of deep. I'm not the expert on that, but to me, I feel like they need one even darker than this just for deeper skin tones, because I know I can use both of these shades, which I am way on the light end of the spectrum. So I feel like just this shade I could use as a contour, but if I can use all the shades, maybe you might need the deeper version. Maybe they do, I don't know. Maybe they have one, but these are the only 2 that I have seen in my makeup time. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the light bronzer right here. I'm gonna take a big bronzer brush, and I've noticed that the palettes, they don't have that obnoxious smell like the other bronzers do. Oh, I just love how that warms up the skin so beautifully. And yes, I know that's what bronzer does. It warms up the skin. So I'm going to finish up bronzing the rest of my face with this light bronzer, and then I will be right back. So here is my face fully bronzed. I think it's beautiful. I think it gives a nice beachy glow. It melts perfectly into the skin. It looks very natural, but not matte. It looks a little bit glowy, but not too much. Now I'm going to use a powder blush to set the rest of my cream blush. I do like how dewy it is on its own, but for longevity, I use a powder blush. I've only tried this once, and I know that it's super, super pigmented. I'm gonna go in with a much lighter hand this time because it did not go well last time because it was very pigmented. So this is actually from a brand called Found, which I had never heard of before. It's at Walmart, and it's supposedly like mostly natural ingredients, which I thought was really fun and reasonably priced too. I don't know much else about the brand, but I thought it was really cute, and it's nice marbled blush. It kind of reminds me of Bare Minerals a little bit, but this is in shade Pink Glow, and this is their baked blush. I'm gonna take my blush brush and just dab in a tiny bit, and just see how you can already see it applying, and I just used the tiniest amount. It is very pigmented, but that just sets in that dewy blush so well. It still keeps the shine though, which I love, but it doesn't make it slip around or anything. It just really sets it beautifully. You can technically use setting powder or finishing powder to lock in all your cream products, but I just like to add an oomph to it. I find that it makes the product much more long lasting if you do that. Like you set a cream bronzer with a powder bronzer. You set a cream blush with a powder blush. I just feel like it looks better that way. Take the excess and go around my forehead just to make it look a little bit more natural and sun-kissed. I so far have been really liking this. I'll have to try more from Found Beauty. Let's move on to brows. I don't have a new pencil, but I do have the Micro Brow Pencil from NYX. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, Micro Brow Pencil is on. One newer product that I did have for brows is also from NYX. This is the Brow Glue. It took me forever to find this. It was out of stock everywhere. And I was shocked that it was this small, but I actually feel like it's gonna last forever. I was expecting it to be a huge tube, but no, a little bit goes a long way. So here's what the brush looks like. Perfect little brush just to get right in your brows. It is the perfect amount of sticky where it's not crunchy, but it holds all day. It's so nice. If you do the little feathery brows, that's fine, do it, but that's just not really me. I like to put my hairs upwards, but I don't like to do like that actual soap brow look. I just feel like I don't look good in it. Here is what the brows look like set in place. I think it looks really nice. So yeah, it holds them all day long. All day long. And it's not really crunchy either, which I really like that. I am back and I just had dinner. I had Chipotle. Feeling good. All right. I feel like my base is looking probably the best it ever has, almost. Like, even though my skin is not doing the best and I still have a couple pimples, I feel like my skin is looking super hydrated and glowy and beautiful and smooth. And I'm definitely going to be doing this combo more often. So I have 3 brand new highlighters, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to use all 3 of them in today's video, so I may have to choose 1 or 2. But I have the Catrice SunGasm Face and Body Highlighter. Very weird name, but look at this pan. This is my head. This is the pan. I mean, it is almost as big as my head, but this is amazing. You know what? I'll use this on the body and these on the face. So I have this one from Catrice. This is one of the first products I've ever tried from Catrice, and I'm so impressed. It's beautiful. It really is. And I'm so glad it's in my collection now. It is buttery and smooth and beautiful. Oh, love it. And then we also have this one from Catrice. This is the More Than Glow Highlighter, and this is in shade Supreme Rose Beam. Look at the beautiful embossing. I love that. So cute. And this, I mean, it's stunning. Shade is gorgeous. Look at that. This is a drugstore highlighter. Now comparing that to the SunGasm, they actually do look really similar in shade. So here is the SunGasm, and I will swatch that right next to this one so you can see. So the top one, which is the More Than Glow in Rose Beam, Supreme Rose Beam, that one is a little bit, just a hair on the pinkier side, and this SunGasm one is a little bit on the champagne side, but they're so beautiful. They're kind of similar, but I feel like I will get use out of both of them. Yeah, and I love highlighters, so why not? I forgot to show you the other one. Oops. So then there's a new highlighter from NYX. This is the Born to Glow Icy Highlighter, and it's a duo, and it's in platinum status and diamond chains. So just look at this. Beautiful embossing, and you get your metallic one and your glittery one. I mean, you get to mix and match. You could wear one or the other. It's just so pretty. And this formula is really good. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I'm going to swatch that right underneath. So this one, very similar. Actually almost identical to the Catrice. So if you cannot find the Catrice, I would say go for this one. Beautiful. And then here's the glittery one. So I think that was platinum status, and then this is diamond chains. Now you can definitely see the shimmer is different in this one. It's a very glittery highlight. So stunning. So if you want the best of both worlds, that's this one. So I'm gonna swatch the glittery one right there. I mean, come on. Look at those glitters. I mean, okay, when you have them all on your hand like this, they look very similar, especially these two, the SunGasm and the NYX metallic side. The glittery one is just so unique though. Look at that shine. Ugh. Now that I've showed you those, we're gonna take the SunGasm one and we're gonna put this on my body, and we're just gonna put this on the collarbones and see what happens. You can use a dense brush if you really wanna pack it on, but since I'm just kind of going with the flow here, I'm gonna use my highlight brush, and I'm just going to coat my brush like so, and so pretty. So you can see this one kind of popping more than the other one. So pretty. Right, so I have that on my body. It's kind of hard to tell. I can see it in person, but obviously the shadows and the lighting in here is not optimal. If I stepped out into the sunlight, like, I'd be shining right now. But I have tried this on my face as well. Blinding. This is super intense on the face as well. So definitely give this a try. I love how much product you get in here. I mean, come on, that's amazing. And for such a good quality highlighter, I definitely recommend. I think I'm gonna do the Catrice, and then I'm gonna do the glittery NYX highlighter over top of that. So we're gonna go into the Catrice More Than Glow. Look at that glow. Oh my God. It is the most metallic, wet looking, dreamy highlight. I'm in love. I mean, come on. You know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I'm gonna put this one on this side and then the next one on the other side so you can see the difference. And then I'll even it out at the end. How about that? Maybe that'll help. But look at that. I have cleaned off my brush, so I don't have any more of the Catrice on here, but I do love this brush. So I'm gonna use it for the same so you can see how both of them apply with the same brush, okay? So now I'm going to take the platinum status metallic side of the NYX Born to Glow, and I'm going to cover that as well. So you can see that the actual power of each highlighter is very similar, but the shade is just a hair different. So this one is a little bit more on the champagne side, but it still has that wet glow, and then this is like an icy pink side. They're very, very similar, but wow, are they gorgeous. Drugstore highlighters they've just come so far, because it used to be that ColourPop Super Shock highlighters were like the best of the best for drugstore, and now look at them stepping up the game. So now I'm going to take the glittery side. Now this one, it gets all over your brush, so be careful. It is pigmented. So there is the glittery highlight right on top. Now, I cannot see super glitter flakes in the highlighter. I don't know about you. I don't know if you can see it or not, but they look very icy and beautiful. Which highlighter do you like best? Let me know down in the comments. Next up, we're going to do some eyeshadow today, and I'm going to be using the LA Girl Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette. Now, this one is like the pinkier version. They have a kind of more sultry nude. I'll pop them up, the other ones up on the screen for you, but this one instantly caught my eye. First of all, magnetic closure packaging. It is plastic, but okay. But look at these shimmers. The shimmers just really caught my eye. I've never tried eyeshadow palettes from LA Girl before. This is only the second thing that I've tried from them in general, but this gold shade was like jumping out at me at the store, so I had to try it. This was at Target, so if you look there, let me know if you find it. I'm gonna start by setting my lid with this light shade right here, and it actually is a little bit darker than my skin, so it gives a nice little transition shade for me. I like it. And the mattes have actually really surprised me. They're very soft and silky. They're very blendable. I really like this. I think this palette was $9, which is insane because now that's even cheaper than ColourPop now. Now I'm going to take this peachier shade right here with my fluffy Luxie brush. And I'm just gonna go all into the crease. I love the way that these blend. So beautiful. Wow, my makeup is looking good today. And I'm gonna go into the deepest brown in the palette. And I'm gonna go right on the outer corner. So I kind of want to focus that darker color in the outer portion of the eye, so that outer V, and then kind of bring it a little bit into the crease as well. Just kind of create that nice sultry eye shape. I'm just taking that peach shade and kind of buffing it out a little bit now that I have that shape that I want. And look how beautifully they're blending together. I mean, come on, this look is from the drugstore. I mean, wow. We all know that ColourPop has some amazing eyeshadows, okay? I'm not knocking that. But are they truly drugstore? I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. I'm not really sure. I know they're an indie brand, but are they drugstore? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you want ColourPop included in your drugstore makeup videos? I don't know, because you can't really easily get them in store unless you're at Ulta. So I don't know. These mattes, they have a lot of kick up in them, but they're beautiful. They blend super well. They're pigmented. For $9, hell yeah. And LA girl, hit me up. You know, they have newer eyeshadow palettes, I believe, than this. Like, they just came out. So, I don't know. Let me know if you want me to try those, because I would be happy to review those. Because if they're anything like this quality, I am so ready. Now, we have the shimmers. I hope that this works out for me, because these shimmers swatched so beautifully. So this gold shade right here, first of all, it feels like a Super Shock shadow. It does. And look at this swatch. Come on, look how foiled that is. I mean, wow. I mean, it has so much glitter in it too. I'm in love. It's just so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna try this gold shade right on the lid. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. This is a $9 palette. If I came up to you on the street, would you think I'm wearing a $9 eyeshadow palette? I have so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I truly do. And there are a lot of them that are not this price that do not have this quality. This almost looks like one of my indie brand shadows, but that one is like just hyper glittery. This one is the more like metallic version of that. For $9 for this palette. Oh my God. For all these shades. So basically $1 a shadow. I'm feeling myself. Feeling myself. I think I just found my new drugstore eyeshadow. LA girl. Oh my God, this is amazing. So just to show you some of the other shimmers, I will say that the other shimmers, they're not exactly like this one shade, but even so, just getting that one shade in the $9 palette is amazing. But they are still really good shimmers, but I do find that they do not have that same oomph as that one particular eyeshadow. But there's also this one, which is a topper kind of shade. Look at her. I mean, come on. It almost has a blue shift. Here are the other shimmers, and they're really pretty. They really are gorgeous. This one right here has kind of a blue shift to it. Super pretty. This is just a light pink. They almost remind me of Huda. the other metallic formulas, they almost remind me of Huda Beauty. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eye look with the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. You do not need to see me apply this. I've done this in so many different videos. Oh yeah, I'll be right back. All right, come on. This is amazing. LA girl, you have my heart. This palette, I don't know if the other palettes are like this, but believe me, I will be finding out. I am going to buy another LA girl palette. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but I'm going to buy another one because look at this. I don't even know, like this almost looks like an ABH kind of look. It almost looks like something I could get with my Natasha Denona palette. I mean, I'm not saying that the formulas are exactly the same, okay? I'm not saying that, but this look is stunning. It is luxurious, okay? This does not say $9 eyeshadow palette to me. And especially paired with the Maybelline Sky High, I would wear this to date night. I would wear this to, I would even wear this to a wedding. I mean, maybe even my wedding. I don't know, I'm feeling really pretty today. I did go ahead and add this one shade right here to the inner corners, and look at that pop. And I also added it under the brow bone as well, just to give a little dimension. But wow, so pretty. I'm so impressed. So we have a lip product to get to today. This is from NYX again. This is the Lingerie XXL. I have tried the other shade, which is stripped down. This is in shade Turn On, so this is a first impressions of this particular shade, but the formula is amazing. It is a matte liquid lip, but is very comfortable, lasts all day. I really do enjoy it. So this is more like a nude pink, which will go great with our look. This is a perfect My Lips But Better shade. It really looks like my natural lip shade. NYX. I love this. I love this so, so much. So I have 2 shades and I am planning on getting more because I love this formula so much. I usually don't like matte liquid lips, but these do last all day long and I can wear them with a gloss and still have my glossy lip. Look at this. The highlighter is just giving you luxury. The eye look, stunning. I'm just obsessed with the eye look. I really am. But I think my base is looking flawless. Very happy with it. The Pixi blush, along with the Found powder blush on top, the butter bronzer, plus the contour stick from NYX. I feel just as pretty, if not prettier, than when I wear a full face of luxury. I'm so 100% honest right now. Like, I really do feel equally as beautiful, if not more, than when I do a full face of like Charlotte Tilbury or, I don't know, man, this is just, wow. Maybe that combo of primers is also killing it. Maybe I just found like a miracle concoction of primers. I don't know. And then along with the Lumi Lotion, just so you can see what it's gonna look like, because I feel like it's kind of hard to tell on my chest. I'm gonna take my little setting brush here, and I use this for highlights sometimes too, but look how intense that is. Kicked it up a notch. Look at that glow. I think I found my new summer go-to. And it's this whole routine that I just did. That was it. That was my full face of new drugstore makeup, and I could not be happier. I don't really have much else more to say. I just feel gorgeous and confident, and that's all I can really ask for. And that's why I love makeup so much, because my mood just changes. It's a 180. All right, so that is everything that I have for you today. Please let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite drugstore product that I tried today? Is there something that you need to go grab immediately? Please let me know. Did you find anything at the drugstore that I have not tried yet that you would really love me to review? Please let me know in the comments, as well as if you have any favorite brands from the drugstore that maybe I didn't try in this video. I would love to hear your suggestions down below. I'm always intrigued to see different affordable brands. Thank you so much for clicking and watching, and please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you want to be a part of the family here on YouTube. But I hope you had an amazing day or night wherever you are. Please stay happy, safe, and healthy in this crazy time. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.